taking a risk?
I think sometimes is important, is necessary uh, that I have tomar, ¿cómo se dice tomar? Tomar una decisión.
Taken, that I make a decision.
I made a decision because is the form in that or for objectives
To get our objectives.
to get off objectives.
That's it. Or sometimes to reach our goals. That's it. Pretty good. Thank you, Alice. All right. Thank you. Grisel, what do you think about it? For you, what is to take a risk?
Okay, well, I think that is to take a risk is necessary sometimes, and like Alice says, that is it's important because sometimes we have afraid to take a risk, maybe to a new job or travel far away for our country. So it's necessary sometimes to take a risk.
All right, thank you very much. Jorge, what do you think about it? Okay, Jorge is not here now. So, Fernando, what do you think about taking a risk?
Hi, hello, teacher. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I think about the risk. I think in the life, all is a risk. So that have a consequence. Sometimes good consequence, sometimes bad consequence. But you have to take the risk.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so Jorge, what do you think about taking risks, making decisions? Hello? Jorge? Are you there? Yeah, you know what, Jorge? I guess the problem is the connectivity. Oh, he has already gone. All right, so Flor, what do you think about making decisions and taking risks?
Well, I think the life is a risk. You take bad decisions or good decisions, and the consequences are how co there is a consequences for your life if you have a risk or not taking an influence in your life. I think so.
Thank you very much. You know what? I coincide with you. Jorge, can you listen to us? Jorge, hello. Are you there?
No. Hello. Yes.
Jorge, you know what? We
Teacher.
can. Yes. Oh my. All right. Look at this. Now we are going to do this. We are going to talk about whenever we make a decision, we can have two options whenever we have a situation that we have to decide. We can, first of all, to stay the course, or we can also take a risk. Okay, so what do you think about it? Whenever you have a very difficult situation, or whenever you have to make a decision, what do you do? Decide to stay the course or to take the risk? What about you, Alice?
I think that take a risk is better because nothing is easy. We need risk. ¿Cómo se dice? En ocasiones, in occasion.
Sometimes.
Sometimes necessary for llegar, teacher.
To become
to point in.
I'm sorry. Yes, whenever you want to say that, it is much better to say to get to that point.
To get to that point?
Yeah, to get to that point.
To get to that point, be better in the job, in the life, in general. I think it's necessary, no more.
Hey, that's great. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thanks.
Alice, who's next?
Rogelio.
All right, thank you.
Oh, you see, I was here, but this is not my classroom, and this is not my salary. But I was only listening to you.
No, it's okay. But why don't you participate? It's okay, Rogelio.
May I say something? May I say something?
Yes, of course.
About it? All right. Thank you. Yes, I agree. I concede with somebody who says every day we have risk. We have to take a risk because if you stay the course, is one risk too. If you take a risk, it's another one risk. But every day after day, is a risk. The life is a risk. Somebody say that, and I agree.
Thank you very much, Rogelio. All right, who's next? Okay, Flor, we listen to you.
Well, I think in the life, you have two choices: stay the course or take a risk. Stay the course is, I think, what I consider is the easy way, and take a risk is more difficult because you don't know what is the situation when you confront. But it's depend the situations. I think so.
All right, thank you very much. You know what? I am having problems with the audio also. But okay, thank you very much, Flor. All right, so who's next? Anybody else who wants to say your opinion? Hello, anybody? No? All right. You know what? I would like to share with you this scheme. Look at this. Whenever we talk about taking risks, we have also some decisions. For example, in this case, Iggy says hello to Dan. That's the situation. Dan may say hi back to Iggy. Or, well, if Dan says hi back, then Iggy is going to receive a reward. Part is that Iggy and Dan become great friends. But what happens if instead of saying hi back, Dan ignores Iggy? That's the risk. So the risk is that Iggy is hurt and embarrassed. So I consider that in life we have two options all of the time. The options are to be successful in what we want to do, or to take the risk of having something not so rewarding. So we may have a plan A and a plan B. What happens if I don't receive what I needed or what I wanted? Okay, that's the risk that we can take. And so my question, Alice, tell me, have you happened to take any very important risk in your life? For example, to get married, or a very important job, a job opportunity, or a trip, something very important for you?
Yes, in my life, in my experience, ¿cómo se dice? Varios. In different occasions, but one in particularly in decision the finish my career in line, that was difficult, but was very gratificante, teacher.
Rewarding
For me.
Hey, that was beautiful. Thank you. And you know what? To have a career online, I mean, it's so difficult because you have to study a lot. Some people may think that it's easier, but no, that's otherwise. To study online is just for people who have their objectives very clear, and people who really know what he or she wants, because it is to study by yourself and to have comprehension of almost everything by yourself, only helped by a video or by a video conference. So that's more difficult than being in a presential system. So congratulations to you.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. So tell me, who's next? What do you think about Fernando?
Hi, teacher.
All right, Fernando, please talk to us. Have you had any very difficult decision you have made?
Okay. I want tell you the most important decision in my life is when I decide to left Mexico and go to the United States. So I'm living now in the United States. I think it was a risk. Now I try to give to my family other kind of life, but the bad side is that I can enjoy of my family.
Are they here in Mexico?
Yeah, my family live in Mexico.
Hey, that's so difficult.
Yes, it's very difficult, teacher.
And what do you do there? What's your job?
I'm a mason.
That's great. Well, I have heard that the salary is very good.
Not at all. In fact, the life is very expensive here.
So it's kind of a difficult task to be
Yeah.
gathering money and trying to afford your expenses.
Yes. Yes, it is. I try to save money for my family and then I go back to Mexico.
Hey, that's great. Well, congratulations to you, because you have to be very brave for making those kind of decisions. To be a part of your family is a difficult, really.
Yes, yes, it is.
All right. Thank you very much, Fernando. Okay,
Thank you.
Fernando, tell us who's next.
What about Flor?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fernando.
You're welcome, Flor.
Well, I take a risk when I decide to study the university, and now this is my last year, and in November I present my professional exam, and I think I never gonna stay in. ¿Cómo podría decir? Nunca pensé llegar a este momento.
I had never thought to become to this moment.
I have never become to that moment, and I'm very happy because I can do it.
Excellent. You know what? Congratulations to you, because it was not only a project, it was also an illusion that you had. So it's beautiful. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. And Flor, please tell me, what's your major? What are you studying?
I am studying security public.
Yeah, public security.
Yes, it's a career. In this career, you have proposed ¿cómo se puede decir? Propuestas para mejorar encaminadas hacia la prevención del delito.
Yeah, proposals for avoiding delinquents.
Proposals for avoiding delinquents.
Oh my, hey, that's so interesting and very important. Is it something like criminology?
Yes, I take criminology, psychology, law, and another subjects like actuación de los cuerpos policiales, todo ese tipo de cuestiones.
Hey, that's so interesting. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right. So, Flor, please tell us who's next.
Alice.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alice, hello. All right, Alice, we listen to you. All right, Alice, can you speak?
Ya, es que me había silenciado, teacher.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
¿Otra vez? Bueno.
Yes, you have already spoken, but wouldn't you like to say anything else?
Ay. sé.
It's okay. It's okay. So do you want to listen to anybody else? For example, to Giselle or to Rogelio? Well, Rogelio has already spoken also.
Yes, it is.
Pues sí, Rogelio. ¿Se podrá?
Yes. Could you, Rogelio?
Está silenciado, teacher.
Oh my. I'm sorry. All right, Rogelio?
Yes, yes,
Excellent.
I can do that. I can say that something. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity, Flor. I have take a risk when I buy my motorcycle. Right
Well,
now, right now I am biker, and I did buy it. I don't remember what is the form in past buy to buy.
By boat.
Bought,
to
yes, yes. When I bought, thank you. When I bought my motorcycle, I have take a risk, and yes, sometimes I have I don't remember what's mean in English accidentes.
accidents.
Ah, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Yes, I have been I have been accidents.
I have had.
I had accidents, but I am live here. Mm, I'm to be alive.
Hey, that's wonderful. But of course, having an accident in a motorcycle is something so dangerous.
Yes, more than accidents on the car.
Yeah, too much.
Yes, and it was my risk in my life.
Yes, anyway, it was a decision you made.
Decision. It was a decision I made. Yes.
Yes, that's it. All right, thank you very much, Rogelio. Why don't we listen to Grisel? All right?
Hi, teacher. Sorry, I was fighting with my kids.
It's okay.
Okay, my my major risk that I have to take that was when I was travel to another country with my kids. My husband was working in another country in Kuwait, near to Iraq, and he told me, "Oh, when you came here to visit with the kids," and I was so afraid to travel with my kids because they are 4 and 5, and they were very difficult to me, and had to take that risk to travel to another country with my kids, and to and with the difficult to don't speak so well the English so well, so was very difficult, and I had to take that risk.
Hey, that was so brave from you. Yes, to travel with kids is so risky because
Yes,
you have to take care of them. And even if you don't know very well how to speak English,
yeah,
communication is half effective.
yes, yes, very complicated that occasion for me, very stressing.
And well, your children were really little.
Yeah, 4 and 5, and we had to probably to enter that country, and we had to stay in London because we don't have the permission, and the time of permission for them, so we can enter that country, and we have to stay in London for a week, and it was very stressing too.
Oh my. So did your husband visited you in London?
Yes, he had to travel to Kuwait to London because we couldn't enter to Kuwait because the company has a problem to have the visa for my kids.
Oh my, so
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, so stressful.
Yeah. So and I was, oh my God, I had to be calm and be calm for them because the flight was horrible. 11 hours, oh my God, horrible.
11 hours.
Yeah, Mexico to London, oh my God, 11 hours. So they're crying, they want to jump. Oh no, horrible, horrible.
Yes. Yeah, even for we adults is
Yeah,
really difficult. So for children,
oh, horrible.
well, you know what? You are a warrior. Whenever you spend an experience like that, you have to be very brave.
Yes. Thanks, teacher.
I remember that when my children were so little, so small, I was afraid even to take a bus or to go to the subway in Mexico
Yes,
City. But no, to travel for such a long time and
yes.
even by plane and to another country, my respects.
Yeah, it's very difficult. But my kids want to see him, and he told me I can travel to Mexico for 6 months. So you can you could you tú puedes you can fly
Can?
yeah to visit. The company pays all tickets, but I will have a problem that problem with the visa to enter that country.
Oh my, that
Yeah,
was tremendous. All
yeah.
right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome, teacher.
Okay, so here Fernando wrote for Flor. Congratulations, Flor. I was studying the same career, but I don't have a given to continue. You didn't finish, but it's a so interesting one. All right, so here Rogelio wrote, in this case, the risk is the bad way. Fernando, take the risk, but it was a good decision because you are helping your family. Hey, that was beautiful. All right, finally, I would like to share something with you. In life, if you don't risk anything, you risk everything. Whenever we make a decision, we are afraid all of the time of doing the correct thing, or we are afraid of making a bad decision. But anyway, it is difficult. But at last we can have a reward. And even if the result is not what we wanted to, it was also the reward of an experience. So I consider that, well, in this case, this phrase is so wise. If you don't risk anything, you can lose everything that you could have as a reward. So yes, you risk everything. You know what? I would like to share an experience with you, an experience of mine. 3 years ago, I was invited to take a scholarship, but it was paid by the government of Mexico State. Actually, I'm living in Ecatepec, and I was working in a university. As a teacher of that university, I was invited to study for a month in Indiana, in the University of Southern Indiana. And by that time, I had 3 jobs. I had my youngest son living with me. I have 3 children, but they are young adults. The eldest of them is living by his aunt. He's married. Later on, my middle child is my girl. She's married also, and she's living with her family, her husband and her daughter, my granddaughter. And my little boy, now he's 23 years old, was living with me in a rented department. But the decision I had to make was to continue with my life, to stay the course, or to take the scholarship. I had never been abroad, and so that was my opportunity of knowing what else is over there, what is abroad. So I felt that it was a very difficult decision to make because I had to quit from two of my jobs. In one of them, of course, they were sending me. I didn't think that they could fire me. So I took the decision. One day my boss called me by phone and he told me, "Hey, Beauty, you know what? I am proposing you for taking a course in another country. Do you want to go? But you have to tell me now. You have to make the decision in 1 minute." Oh my! So I was in a shock. You know what? It was so difficult to decide, but it took me 10 seconds, and I said, "Yes, I take it," because I thought that it was a golden opportunity. So I said, "Yes, I will go." So whenever I came home, I told to my child, to my son, "You know, baby, I am going to go abroad. I don't know where, and I don't care where, but I want to live this experience." And he supported me. He said, "Mommy, it's great. Congratulations to you. So don't be afraid of me. I am old enough to be responsible of my acts. I will be very fine, so don't worry, mommy. So go." And I felt really comforted. I was in Indiana for 1 month, and I met people. I was in a very beautiful institution that was USI, and I could see a different way of life. I realized that I really love my country because I was invited to stay there. They told me, "Maggie, you are in the United States. Everybody wants to come to the United States to work. We can offer you a job." And I said, "I don't know, my children." And they said, "Maggie, you can take your children with you little by little." And I said, "Oh my God, it's good, but my children were starting their careers." My youngest son was starting his career in Guamas, Capotzalco. So for him, it would have been very difficult to decide to go anywhere else. My little baby, my girl, was also starting her career in FES Aragon. So, of course, they wouldn't say, "Yes, mommy, let's go." And so I decided that, okay, it was beautiful to be there, but I needed to be with my children. I needed to be home. And I had a wonderful job here. So I decided to come back to Mexico. My father even called me by phone, and he told me, "Baby, you are in the United States. So if you are not going to come back home, please let me know so that I can take care of your children." And I said, "Daddy, what are you talking about? Of course I'm going to get back home." And he told me, "Seriously, if you want to stay there, just tell me." "No, Daddy, of course not. I will be back home on November." I came to United States in October, and I was back home in November. But it was a risk for me because I could lose not only two of my jobs, but something could happen in my house. I don't know, maybe any sofa born or any grandchild to come in my absence. So yes, I took the risk, and I thought that it was something of the most intelligent decisions I have made, and it was in 5 seconds or 10. But all right, well, that was so nice for me. Okay, so what about you, Rogelio? What has it been something of your most difficult situations, most difficult decisions?
in 1983, I was making theater in the street, and I participate. I was participating in the social movement and with my art, with my theater, and I did need very much time to make the thing, to do the thing, and I I I did need throw out my profession. I am teacher. I was teaching in elementary school. I was working in elementary school, and I did need. There are two paths, two plans. Plan A. Um, be keep working, teaching, and keep being teacher for all my life. And the plan B, take the risk, leave my profession, and took another one of the theater man, the artistic man of the street. And I took the plan B, but in that time, I was married. I I had my family, my wife, and the one boy and the one little girl. The boy was 2 years, 2 or 3 years, and the girl had 2 years less than him. They are children, and I leave my profession, and I was dedicate my time to the theater in the street for 10 years. So in that years, I have very little money. I don't know what mean in English, muy poco ingreso.
That's it, very little money.
Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
All right. And then 10 years later, I had to back to my old job, to the school to teach, and since 1993, I was working in teaching in elementary school. After that, in a secondary school, and after that, in the high school. After that, in the level, professional level, um, like right now. Right now, I am working in a normal school. I am teaching to younger people who's gonna be teacher in kindergarten or elementary school.
Hey, that's wonderful. You know what? It was so adventurous, but it's very beautiful to follow your dreams, to pursue your dreams. So you did it. Congratulations to you.
Let me say something more. Now my son, the old son or the big son, now he is teacher too, in elementary school. And he has wife, he has his family, he has a daughter, my granddaughter, and he has a boy of 6 months, my grandson, and I have another, my daughter. She is professional. She is urbanistic, something like engineer, and then the small one, she is studying archaeology in the University of Zacatecas. That's
Wow.
all. Thank you.
Excellent. Congratulations to you. You have lived very intensively.
Thanks for all.
All right, thank you. Okay, who's next, please? Who wants to say anything about the biggest decision you have made? What about you, Grisel? Oh, well, you talked to us about Kuwait, that you went to London.
Yes, and I think that the other important decision that I have to take is to leave my job to by care my kids. So for me it was very very hard, but okay, I feel great here in my home with my kids, and maybe I have to leave my all my plans for continued working, but I feel happy here, staying with my kids, see when see viendo crecer.
Yeah, to watching them growing up.
Okay, to watching them growing up, and I think that is a more difficult decision that I have to take to do.
Yeah, you know what? I guess that it was not only difficult, but also so wise, because
Yeah.
you sacrificed your professional life for being with your children. That was beautiful.
Yeah, yes, and I like my the work that I have. I was working in the same company that my husband, and I was very strange. But he told me, okay, don't worry, you have to stay with my kids. And okay, I'm still here.
Excellent. All right, thank you very much. Okay, who's
You're
next?
welcome. Okay, Flor Fuentes.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, hi Grisel.
Hi.
Well, I think in my life, when you are more young, you take bad decisions, and one of these bad decisions I take was leave the university in that moment, but now I finish my university, and I think it was a good idea. I feel good, and I think this is this is like a grow personal, and I think it's never late for start a goal.
That's it. You're right. Well, I consider that everything happens in the right moment. Sometimes we think that we made a bad decision, but I think that it was not a bad decision. It was just that it was not the time for making that decision. Later on, you did it again, and now it's the correct time. Everything happens at its pace when it should be. All right, so congratulations to you. So you are going to be graduate very soon.
Yes.
Hey, that's wonderful. Congratulations to you again.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. Who's next, please?
Alice.
All right. Thank you.
One of the difficult decisions that I made was when I needed to work. A friend recommended me for a job, even though it was a job that I did not know completely, and I thought I needed it. Was also scared, so I had to decide whether to take it or not. I decided that yes, and I took it, and I thought it was very far, and at first I felt overwhelmed. It was one of the jobs that have given me the most satisfaction and learning in my life so far. It's it was very satisfactory. And now I have more experience in this area, and discovered that it loved. That's all, teacher.
Excellent. Hey, that was a very good experience. Thank you for sharing. Yes, sometimes well, it is very difficult for us to make a decision, but whenever we do it, whenever we make it, we discover that it was a very good one. Congratulations to you. All right, who's next? Who's next?
¿Qué será? ¿Qué más? Fernando?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, partner. Okay.
Welcome.
When I was teenager, I take the decision to get into the Mexican Army. So it was very, very interesting because I get the knowledge of the use of the guns. But the most interesting thing that I get of the Mexican Army is the telecommunication systems. So I can learn about the codes of the communications, and that was important for me. So separate of that, I get a discipline, and that is it. I get all no. I don't know how to say.
What do you want to say?
O sea, lo que quería decir es que me ha servido de mucho la disciplina personal.
It has been very useful for me.
Oh yes, useful. Thank you, teacher. So it was a race in my life. That's it. That is all for the moment, teacher.
Thank you very much. All right. You know what? I have already. I liked very much the class. I have enjoyed very much to be talking with you. And I really thank you for sharing your experiences with me and with everyone. I guess that it has been not only a very good English practice, but also it has been a pleasure to be talking with you all. Here, Rogelio wrote, Grisel, I agree with our teacher Maggie. You are a warrior, but I'm a warrior too. Oh, thank you very much, Rogelio. You know what? I think that everybody are warriors whenever we decide to keep on fighting, to keep on working, studying. Fernando, yes, we listen to you.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
maybe I'm thinking, I'm trying to enter to the platform, but I can't do it. So I think the platform had a problem.
Yes, you know what? We are having some maintenance works, but I thought that there was not a problem for logging in. I am going to make the report so that we know what happens, because you know what? There are many people who has the same problem. It is
Yes,
the maintenance of the platform.
because in this week have 2 units for studying, for practice. So that is it's important for us, I think so.
Oh yes, don't worry. You know what? I guess that what we are going to do is to give something like maybe 2 or 3 recovery weeks so
Okay.
that you can be on time. So don't worry.
Okay, teacher. Yes, that's all.
All
Thank
right.
you, teacher. Thank you to all the partners, and have a good night.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night,
Fernando.
everyone.
Good night. Good
Good
night,
night,
everybody.
teacher. Good night.
Good night.